got 25 minutes. We got to go.
Hey!
What's going on, guys? Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday. Hump Day is in effect. Welcome to all of our Say That Nation members. We love to have you guys on. We love to see you on. And if this is your first time with us, we want to just say welcome. Welcome to Say That channel, where we are unapologetic about talking about the ugly come up of business and entrepreneurship. My name is Janelle Villiers. My co-hostess with the mostest is Winston Broderick. And we all know that we've heard these stories about these entrepreneurs who start off with nothing and then have massive success, right? But what happens in the middle? What happens during that ugly come up? Well, we are unapologetic about talking about that period. And what we do each week is we have a topic of the week. We have 25 minutes to answer the topic. And then all of a sudden the time runs out. Oh no, what are we gonna do? Well, when it's just me and Winston, that's the end of the show. You'll just have to meet with us next week. But when we have a guest like we do today, we go into overtime. And overtime can be seen by all of our Patreon members. So all of our community members over on Patreon. If you are not one of our Patreon community members, in the description box below right now, you can join right now. So that way you don't miss a moment of today's overtime. Plus you get access to all of the other overtimes, bloopers, and so much more. We're creating a community over there of entrepreneurs. So we'd love to have you join us there. So today is January 18th, 2023. And we thought this day would be a great day to bring up the topic.
The drum roll, please, guys. Today's topic is going to be,
what is the essence of 2023?
I love that.
What is it? Can you guys feel it? Is it like, what is it for you guys? And so we're really excited because we just started a segment last week where we are bringing back some of our guests from last season to come on and give us an update as to where they are. And so today we're doing it again. Awesome. So who is our return guest? It is none other than a mompreneur. I want to make sure I say it right. She's a mompreneur. She is a life coach. She is literally giving life to so many people out there. The things that she's able to do to move people, to help people see different areas of their lives where they weren't able to see movement and move forward in. Not only that, she's a tarot card reader. She is a wife. She is an absolutely amazing person. Honestly, guys, her vision for what she wants to do for people and how to help people move that along is like none other that I've been in the presence of. So please help us welcome
our next guest.
Guys, jump the
Hello, guys. Hi.
Hi, Margie. We are so happy to have you back with us.
Thank you so much for having me back on the show. I'm excited for this topic. I'm excited for 2023. Energetically, it feels like it's going to be phenomenal.
Great time. So, guys, for any of you who have missed Margie's first interview with us, we just wanted to give you guys just a little taste of what we had the last time Margie was with us.
So, for all of the people out there, if this is their first time seeing you, why don't you just tell us a little bit about your story, about, where you were when you decided to create your own business and honor your essence, and how that kind of just the origin story, how that all came about.
So, honor your essence came from my own personal development. I was in a place where I needed to heal. I needed to find myself. And so I created a website. It was Honor Your Soul originally. And then I realized, and when I started to create it, and I was just putting out these blogs and these messages of empowerment, I'm getting emotional just thinking about it. When I was putting out these messages of empowerment for myself, really, I had so many other women and men alike that would reach out to me and say that messages that I posted or things that I posted stopped them from ending their life, or help them see life through a different lens.
Wow.
And in that, I realized, and I had a few people ask me, "Are you a life coach?" I said, "No, I'm not a life coach. I'm healing, and I want other people to heal."
Mm-hmm.
And then I went through my own transformation. So I decided, why not become an actual life coach and really expand in who I can help and how I can help, and help other people become empowered. And so that's pretty much where Honor Your Essence came from. It was from a genuine place of me wanting to, not just me go through my own transformation, but also help other people transform and really connect to their own truth and their authenticity. So then I rebranded it from Honor Your Soul to Honor Your Essence. Because really, your essence is the core of who you are. It's the soul of who you are. It's you. And that's
Wow.
Yes.
Looking back on that, and I'm like, wow. Seeing that again, and then at the same time knowing that even in such a small space of time, I feel like there has still been so much growth, and I'm still, and it's great. I'm a life coach, but yet I feel like I'm still transforming myself. I promise you that I am my own client.
Oh,
Only
wow.
because I so often reevaluate my life, because we're not always in this positive space. We're not always thinking in the way we should. So I'm constantly kind of like checking myself and holding myself accountable and saying, what's, like, for instance, not everyone is going to be confident. The most confident person sometimes has self-doubt, right? And so I'm constantly going through my own transformation, kind of going through my own personal development and my own growth, and seeing that. And I'm like, wow, even that. And in that small, it feels like it's a small space of time in a sense, but I've done so much growing since then at the same time. As a coach, as a person, as a lover of, even as a lover of life, just as a spiritual being, I've grown so much. But the passion to help people is even more so now. Even I was already passionate about it, but now, and that's going to move us into what the essence of 2023 is, right? See how I brought you right back in there. The thing is, 2023, I say, is, for me, is, there's a sweet and savage energy about 2023. And I say sweet because people are becoming more self-aware. They're becoming more self-aware. People are more keen to growth, to their own personal growth, to their own personal development, right? And because of that, it's sweet, and more people are wanting to live a softer life, right? I don't care. I mean, people are hustling, right? But at the same time, you also want to take time to really invest in yourself, which is so important, right? Because your investment in yourself is going to pay you the best dividends. It's the best thing you can do for yourself is to invest in yourself, invest in your dreams, invest in your goals, right? And savagely, I say, because not in a monstrous way, but more in that people are becoming so much more unapologetic about going after their goals and chasing after their dreams. So that's why I always say, 2023, the essence of 2023 is super sweet and savage. It's like a rock and roll year, I love it.
I love this.
This is so cool. So to hear you say that, a couple of things, like, well, one, it certainly resonates with me, like 100%, completely. I'm feeling the hustle, but like I'm doing this softly. I'm gonna do it my way, and like I'm not hustling like the way I was before. Things need to be in flow. I also feel like what you just said at the end reminds me a lot of what we hear from different experts about who study generations. And right now they're saying that the millennial generation is clocking in and clocking out. Gone are the ways of the baby boomers where they're like, I'm going to be here until like 8 o'clock at night. I'm going to put in all my blood, sweat, and tears. Like the millennials are like, I'm not
Thank
even.
you,
I think it's
Judy.
Gen Z. I think it's Gen Z. Like they're like, no, I'm here at 9. I leave at 5 and I'm out to go pursue my passion. To go do the thing that I'm like really, really passionate about.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And sometimes that's just doing nothing because sometimes that's what they need to do. And it's there. I feel like it's trickling over to all the generations where there's this realization that like, that's probably the way life should be right now.
Yeah, they got it wrong.
It's almost like it's what people are calling today. It's the soft quitting, because you're no longer going to go work. Before, people were so hungry for that paycheck or whatever and wanted to impress their bosses or whoever, and they would work their tails off.
Yeah.
Today, people are like, you know what? I know my worth, and if I am not being paid what I'm worth, then I'm not going to go above and beyond. Instead of going above and beyond for your company, for your top dollar, I'm going to now not go the extra mile for you and now do it for me.
Mm-hmm.
That means I'm going to practice my self-care. I'm going to get out of here because it's 5 o'clock and you're not paying me to work past 5.
Right.
And you're not paying me to go a little extra. So if Joe or Schmo say, hey, can you? I'm like, well, here's the thing.
Yeah. Right.
No, sorry, buddy.
Right. So we have a question. Go ahead. Yeah. So Sosa asks, what advice would you give to someone scared or too shy to step out of their comfort zone and try something new? Love this question.
That is a very good question. I would say, can you pop that question up one more time? Is that possible? Because I want to make sure that I'm able to really hone in on the question. And I'm going to put on my glasses so I can see. Don't make fun of me.
We're both here wearing glasses.
Not you.
Welcome
Not
to
you guys. Not you guys. The people watching know who I'm talking about. Someone who is too scared. Okay. What is scarier is not going for what you want. Mm-hmm. Stepping out of your comfort zone is going to yield you the best results, because you only grow when you step out of that comfort zone. You know, there's only but so much you can do when you're in your comfort. Discomfort pushes you to grow. It challenges you, and it shows you that you are capable of moving forward. So I would say, forget comfort. Just go after whatever you want, because unless you do that, you're never going to get to where you want to be. So take baby steps. Create a set of goals. Here's another thing that I love to do. That I do it for myself, and I tell my clients to do this as well. Look yourself in the mirror and give yourself positive affirmations every day. I am capable. I am powerful. I am successful. I am intelligent. When you do that, it kind of gives you the confidence in a way to kind of, even if it's little baby steps toward what it is that you want to create. I'm a big believer in affirmations and gratitude. But yeah, a little bit. Don't push yourself. Just go a little bit at a time, and just one thing at a time will it's amazing the things you can accomplish when you do at least one small thing toward the bigger
overall goal. You know what's funny? I've actually found that by taking those little steps, and we've talked about like micro goals and things like that, when I look back, I realized that something that I at one point couldn't see me doing at all, by taking those little incremental steps, before you look like a week, maybe 30 days, you look back, you're like, I can't believe I actually got this done.
Now, one thing I would say is create a list of like a goal, like a list of your goals. Create small action steps toward completing each one. And that also helps. Create an actionable goal plan using those baby steps.
Very cool.
Yeah, we were talking about that a couple of weeks ago, how like it's really key to recognize that like you can do a lot over a long period of time, and people overestimate what they can do in like 5 days, 10 days, even 30 days sometimes, right? Like most things take at least 90 days for you to see real change. So I think you're right. I think taking those smaller steps and make sure that they're doable, guys. Like, okay, so this example, I still think this is because most people can relate to going to the gym and like physical fitness. But like, if your goal is to lose weight or get in shape, right? Whatever get in shape looks like to you, because we all know gaining muscle adds more pounds. So not necessarily losing weight necessarily means that the pounds will go lower on the scale. But saying all of that, so some people are like, oh yeah. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna get fit. But then that requires what? Like, what does that require? Well, that requires me going to the gym, right? And then maybe spending a half an hour to an hour at the gym. Maybe I'll do that 5 days a week, right? But even that for some people seems too big. Like some of you are like, oh yeah, that's totally manageable. For some people, even that is too big, right? So you can break it down even smaller. What if like you got kids, you have all these things that you need to do. So like going to the gym and spending an hour isn't necessarily feasible. What if you decide to wake up maybe a few minutes earlier instead of going to the gym? Maybe it's just walking for 20 minutes in your neighborhood, right? And then you're like, oh man, can I really do that? And then it's like, maybe the goal is just putting my gym clothes, my running clothes, my walk clothes, whatever, right next to my bed in the morning, right? Like maybe that's the goal, like something that you know you can do, because then when you do it, it inspires you to get to the next
reward.
Right? Yeah. And the thing is, you just have to do those things over time. It's what happens over time in the long time, right? Not what happens in like 5 days.
It's making those small changes, the small changes in your habits. Like you mentioned that time, is those small changes in your habits and what you do that make the bigger difference.
Oh, yeah. So actually, I wanted to get both of you guys thoughts on when we're talking about the essence. I feel like, and I think Janelle mentioned it earlier, it's just like we've come from a culture of like hustle. You got to get at it and win at all costs. And I don't know about you guys, but I've been feeling, and I think we said it backstage, there's just like ease to things this year where you're like attracting opportunities into your life, and you're not having to necessarily force things like we used to have to. What would you say, Margie, is your sense on how things are in that sense, in terms of like things are easy, or are you still from that old school, I think, of just grind at all costs?
Right. It's because we've always been taught to you have to get out there and hustle. Yeah. Right. Opportunities, not you have to create the opportunity. You have to make that. You have to go out and get it. Right. And I'm going to speak somewhat from more of my spiritual side when I answer you in a way, Winston, because what I'm seeing is that generally people seem to want to really, like, for instance, the new year, right? People are like the new year, new me, right? Yeah. And before, in a sense, it felt so superficial of, I'm going to create a fitness plan, I'm going to hit the gym. Whereas now it is that in a sense, but it's more people really becoming self-aware. Yeah. And really wanting to invest in themselves. And as they're doing that, they are kind of shifting their vibration also. Because when you start to shift your vibration, first it starts because a shift happened in your mind, right? Your mind, you something shifted for you. You want to become a better person. And now, because you automatically, I want to become a better person, I want to create a better life. Now, things are changing for you. So you are now becoming a vibrational match to those things that you want to create. And that's because people are becoming more self-aware. You're attracting different people. You're networking and engaging and connecting with a different set of people. And with that, things are just, that's why they say things just seem to flow in a different way now, right? Because when you change your vibration, you are also now in that flow state, that state of connecting, that state of receiving, that state of creating. And so I think, spiritually speaking, that's kind of also what's happening.
I don't know. Yeah, I could definitely attest to feeling that. You're muted.
She's
No,
muted.
you're good,
There we
Mark,
go. Maybe I adjust myself here.
I love that. This awareness that I feel like people are moving into or moving towards. Do you feel like, oh,
I think that we are currently going through a shift. Not that it's happening anytime soon. The shift that you may be looking for, it's possible that it's, I mean, all of us energetically are going through a shift. So, depending on what you are experiencing right now, the shift may be slightly different for you. The shift is different for everyone because it all depends on where you are energetically, right? What you are a vibrational match to. But there is definitely a shift going on, and you can just feel that in the air, the energy of 2023. You can definitely, people are so much more like, I'm gonna make this happen. This is the year. You know? I'm sorry, was there another question? I'm sorry.
No. Janelle was going to ask something, but I was going to say, yeah, I've been feeling that. And to this person's question about shifts in terms of time, I've been seeing a lot more content now talking about shifts in timeline, how you can start to align your thoughts with
the Mandela effect.
Yeah. I went down the rabbit hole one night on one of those. I'm
Man, let me tell you.
Spell Berenstein Bears the way they have it right now, but. And I swear Sinbad was in this movie, but they're saying this thing never happened. So, but yeah, so I've been seeing a lot more content talking about shifting timelines, how you can really work on your mindset to start creating the future that you want, and how those things, and you mentioned appreciation earlier.
And I talk about that in my book, Transform Your Life.
Oh, cop that.
How's that? Transform your life using the law of attraction and the law of assumption, right? When you it's kind of like using the law of attraction and the law of assumption in conjunction with each other to really manifest the life that you want to create.
Nice.
Where can people buy that?
Amazon.
Transform
your life.
Let's make sure people...
And there's a link for this also on my website.
Okay, great.
Let's throw that up then.
So that's one of the things. And another, for 2023, we are doing, hopefully, God willing, for maybe August, September, we'll be doing our first She Is Empowered conference, which I am super excited about. It's like a Tony Robbins, but specifically for women.
Nice.
To empower us women to connect, to connect the women and empower them and help them kind of become that version of themselves they want to become, or get them, along that path in their journey. So that's one of the things that's coming for 2023 for Honor Your Essence.
Very nice.
That is awesome. I had your Instagram up and I'm looking for it.
It's changed, being that, I went from Honor Your Essence on Instagram to Margie the Life Coach, so it can be a little confusing. Yeah.
Okay, so while we get that going, what I was curious about was, part of awareness, I feel like, and you can certainly talk more to this, but I just feel like a part of the awareness comes with like people's investigation, people's own curiosity, inquisitiveness about like how they are themselves, which I know for a long time, many of us called personal development. Do you feel like that's a part of the shift that we're seeing now? People are more into personal development?
I believe so, because again, people are becoming more self-aware. And with that as well, it's self-accepting and wanting to really invest in themselves a lot more. When you become self-aware and self-accepting, it kind of shifts your perception of yourself, because it shifts who you thought you were, right? Those limiting beliefs that you may have been attached to, now you are kind of in that sense of where you're seeking that growth. You're seeking to really put your, here we go. I don't, is that, oh my gosh, that was like 1,000 years ago, I think. Right?
Which one is 1,000? Oh my goodness, you're right, 2019.
Yeah.
But this one is, this post is for today.
Well,
Say That channel on YouTube. That's for today, no?
I don't.
Oh, are you not seeing what I'm seeing?
I don't think.
No, we're seeing small-minded people discuss people's success.
Oh, I don't know why it's not scrolling. Hold on.
Yeah, I'm like, wait, I think that was like from I don't know how many years ago.
Sorry.
No, you're
I
good.
will figure that
Well,
out.
guys,
Keep
make
going
sure
about the
you
personal development.
do go follow
Right.
Margie.
So I think that's what's happening with the shift that we're seeing in 2023 is that a lot of people are becoming more self-aware and self-accepting. And it's putting them in this path to, growth and their own personal development and again investing in themselves. So
Well, to that then, and I think maybe we're going to end up having to finish this question in overtime. We'll see. But I wanted to I think we started talking about this last week with some of the events that happened with Twitch. She passed away recently.
oh wow, already?
Yeah.
Time just zips.
Yeah.
But no, we'll definitely pick the rest of this up in overtime. But just so you guys hear, so the events that happened with Twitch recently, committing, suicide. And I wanted to talk to you in terms of do you find that what I see happening is more people being willing to talk about trauma and the effects of trauma, whether it's just emotionally in relationships. There's a woman I follow who is talking about how she sees a change in relationships, romantic ones, where people aren't buying into a lot of the old dogmas they used to believe in, and they're seeing themselves in a new transformative way, even in the way that we are in relationships.
I think that I think that now because there's so much has happened, right? Because of people connected to their trauma, we've gone through a big where mental health is becoming so important to people today more than ever, right? People want to make sure that they are mentally okay, emotionally okay. And so it's easier for us to discuss amongst each other and with, the things that we're going through, because they're realizing that there are so many other people. I'm sorry?
Martin, it's okay. You got to go to overtime if they want to see the rest of that. All right. So, guys, the link is in the description, guys, below. Please show some love to Margie. She is going to answer the rest of that question. You can tell she's chomping at the bits to get into it. Jump over to overtime with us on Patreon right now. But, guys, give it up for Margie. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you guys all for watching. Thank you for your questions,
If you got
guys.
value, please put fire emojis, put the V for value.
Follow me on Instagram, Margie the Life Coach.
Absolutely.
Yes, there it is. So you can follow her. She's a real person. She will respond.
We're jumping in.
Yeah, we're gonna move over there, and then we got a couple questions that we're gonna take over there with us. So, all right, guys. So again, thank you guys for joining us this week, and
as always, remember you deserve the good life. Say that.
See you guys in a couple.